finally read my first akwaeke emezi book, which was Pet, and nobody told me that their writing style was gonna get me like this. So this book follows Jam, who is a teenager and has a best friend called Redemption. Jam awakens something called Pet, who says that they're here to come and try and find out who the monster is, where the monster is, because they've only been awakened because there is a monster in Lucille, which is the town that they live in. Jam is under the belief that there are no more monsters there. Jam's parents also tell her that there's no more monsters there, they've all been gone, but Pet is adamant that there must be a monster around because Pet would not be awakened if there wasn't. When I think of monsters, I think of abusive people. I think of people who abuse their power. I think people who abuse people. I also think of racists. I also know that when you think you know what a monster looks like, sometimes you can miss out on what another monster looks like. So for example, a racist person who thinks that everybody who has a darker skin tone is going to be the bad person, they may not recognize when someone who looks like them is also a monster and is also evil. Someone who thinks that everybody outside of their family could harm their kids, they may not look at the people in their family to think that they could harm their kids. Somebody who thinks that everybody who hates on them has to be a stranger, they may not realize that the person who's making fake pages and trolling them is actually their husband. This book is about making you pay attention and showing you how easy it is to overlook things when you think you know everything, when you think you see all there is to see, as it says in the book. Can you recognize the monsters in this world even when people tell you that they don't exist anymore? So I spotted the monster in this book straight away, but that also comes from life experience and career experience, where I've really been able to be exposed to monsters like this. I think though a lot of people who haven't been, or maybe are a bit more naive to it, would really benefit from reading this book because it just prompts you to actually look for monsters in spaces that you usually would overlook. I just really loved everything about this book. I love the way that it also makes you challenge your binaries in terms of good and bad, how Pet reminds the readers like a thing is a thing. Something that Pet says is like you people and your binaries, like there is not a good thing and a bad thing, it's just a thing. And it's true. It's really important to think of that, because sometimes if you think a thing is a bad thing and you think a person is a good person, it's hard for you to recognize that that person did the thing. But if you strip away the good and the bad binaries and you just see that person as a person and the thing as a thing, did they do the thing? And then afterwards you can add all of your judgments and everything else on top of it. But a thing is a thing, and people do things. Sometimes people that you think are amazing and you think would not do a thing actually did it already. So let me know if you've read this book, what your thoughts are on this book. Give me all the comments if you need to. Let's really talk about this because I really enjoyed it. I've got Bitter too, so I'm going to read that one as well. But let me know if there's any more akwaeke emezi books that you think I should read next.